Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Tash Griffin here. If you're new to my channel, then welcome, and if you are returning, then thank you so much for tuning in. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you guys through what my friends and family and church members have spoken to me about and asked me to do a video on, and that is to reduce the appearance of enlarged pores. So I'm going to be taking you guys through some of my tips on how I reduce the appearance of my pores. It's not really erasing them completely, but rather just reducing the appearance of them. So if you're interested in knowing how I go about doing this, then please keep watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and let's get right into it. A lot of people are very curious as to how I maintain a flawless and seamless look to my makeup. So another big question that people tend to ask me is, how do I minimize the appearance of enlarged pores? I do have oily skin. With oily skin comes enlarged pores. That's just the way it is, standard package. That's what you get. I tend to have enlarged pores around my T-zone, so the apples of my cheeks, but mainly the apples of my cheeks. So this is my area of concern. So over the years, I've attempted a lot of tricks on how to disguise or minimize the appearance of my enlarged pores, and this is something that's really worked for me, I'd say in the past 2 years or so. I find that when it comes to minimizing the appearance of enlarged pores, I think it's very important to use a primer that specializes in reducing the appearance of enlarged pores. An affordable primer that I like to use is by Maybelline, and it's called the New Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. Now, I've used this for a long while, and I've mentioned it in a favorites video, in a must-have video. I mention it in every one of my videos so far. Now, you don't have to use this particular primer. There are a number of primers out there that you can gravitate towards that serve the same purpose. This is just an affordable option. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, the purpose of this is to basically reduce the appearance of enlarged pores. So what I like to do is just squeeze quite a bit onto my finger. So basically I massage the primer in a circular motion into my pores, making sure to push the primer into my pores to fill them. So as you would with a hole, wanting to fill a hole, you've got to obviously fill it with sand or cement or whatever have you, so that it is leveled with the ground. And likewise with your pores, you've got to fill it in, literally push the product into your pores until it's filled, and then you want to just push it in like so. So it's first massaging in a circular motion, and then really pushing that product in to your pores. Now, you want to do this in all the areas that your pores appear to be enlarged. So for me, it's mainly around, well, on the apples of my cheeks and just a little bit on my forehead. Also, this could work with your fine lines. So if you have fine lines, especially around your smile lines and around your mouth, which I tend to have, so I like to use the primer as well, massage it into those lines and literally push the product into those lines. So after applying my primer, I then go in with my foundation. I like to focus on the areas where I have enlarged pores. So I use a normal synthetic brush, just apply some of the foundation on my brush, and I literally just brush on the foundation, making sure to fill in those holes around my concerned areas. So I make sure to push the product in. So in this way, I know that when I then go in with my blender, I'm not lifting out, or I'm not lifting off most of the product. Now, what I like to do is, when I go in with my beauty blender, I like to push the product into my pores and not swipe the sponge along my face, because in this way you're just removing your foundation from your face, and that just defeats the whole purpose of you using a sponge to blend your foundation. So I like to, in this motion, just push the foundation or pat the foundation onto my skin to just push it into those areas of concern. I'm just going to continue in that same motion of pushing the foundation into my pores and onto my skin along my forehead. So once I'm done blending my foundation into my face, I already start to see my pores kind of minimizing by really just pushing in those products into my pores. It kind of just levels everything out and just gives me more of a seamless look. I'm then going to go ahead and set my foundation. So how I do this is this is my holy grail when it comes to setting powders for my foundation. I use the Yardley translucent powder. Take my damp blender and I just push it in to my setting powder so that I have setting powder on my sponge. And what I do is I literally push the setting powder into my pores and under my eyes, of course, and straight away I see a difference. No pause, pause. As I do this, almost instantaneously my pores start disappearing. Not for good though, I wish. So the appearance of them is just reduced. So the last step really in reducing the appearance of your pores is using a setting spray. Now this basically melts everything together and just gives you that flawless, seamless look. So you really can use any setting spray you want. Like I mentioned in my previous video, every makeup brand has a setting spray. So I particularly like to use the MAC Prep and Prime. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put this all over my face. Let it dry, let it soak in, and there you have it, guys. That is what you have to really do to minimize the appearance of enlarged pores. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative because this really helps with the longevity of my makeup, and it also just gives me a seamless, flawless look to my makeup, especially in the warmer months. But just know, if you have oily skin and you do have enlarged pores, don't be too wary. Just know that there are a lot of pros to having oily skin than there are cons. You know, we age gracefully when we have oily skin, less fine lines, and just more youthful looking skin as we get older. So don't be wary. It is okay. We're all in the struggle together. So just remember, you need a primer that helps to reduce the appearance of pores. Brush your foundation in around your concerned areas before blending it in with a sponge. Make sure not to wipe your foundation away with your sponge, but rather push the product into your pores. Thirdly, use a setting powder. Take a sponge or one of those little padded sponges that come with your setting powder and just use that to push it against or to push the product into your pores. And then once you've set your face, then use a setting spray to just melt everything together and just to give you an overall seamless look. Share it with your girlfriends and your friends who are really struggling. The same issue that I've been struggling with over the years. I'm sure there's so many of you out there. Don't forget to subscribe. Comment down below in the comment section if you have any ideas on videos you'd like me to record. If I can help, I'll really do the best that I can. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye.